Praise the Lord. Adofo enasusu nyame hyiram. Se yese hyebio. Enesu ye kasafa ware ho. Na ye toaso series bi am starting me bi atwom nche bia. Na series no making adjustment to save your marriage. Making adjustment to save your marriage. Abusua ne kro wo mu ye ba akopɛ. If you cannot make adjustment to a new way of living, never entertain any interest of getting married. Ningina ne se won't miss some brabo. Was the Sunday maybe, suban bi ne ye bi. Emma brabo foforo wankasa brabo mu a. Menyo adwen so be ware. The intermaker sign say, aware o it calls for adjustment. If you lack ability to make adjustment periodically, don't desire to get married. The inter-adjustment in here, I've already explained it in the first or the chapter 1 of this series. Say adjustment in here, all because to say, Bema no Oba no Moware no, they have different parental upbringing. They have different, academic experience. They have different environmental experience. Everything is different. But in the wisdom of God, He is bringing them together as husband and wife. And in the sight of God, God sees them as one. And if you say, Oba, Nisuba, Konene Yanko, Bema Nisuba, Konene Yanko, no Mubawari, so me no intimia and son maybe, ma adjustment to be and to keep place, no more, and none than the name may be any, and Momu doing Sienia. Omontia Sienia, our in pay. And now, may take it out, no explaining. Say, if you're able to make adjustment, then you can survive. Now, there's a quotation in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 10, or say, when I was a child, I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. I behaved like a child. But when I became a full-grown man, a full-grown-up person, I put aside the childish way of doing things. I say, me abofra no me dwene sa abofra. Etutu sa abofra, me din komo sa abofra. Na me be panyin no me de mofra sem na to nchen. Now, say send him we eba ware mu a, e be kan say, when I was a single, I reasoned like a single, I thought like a single, I behaved, I conduct myself, and I comported myself as a single. But now that by the grace of God, I'm a married person, I putting aside the way of doing things as a single. Now I need to conduct and comport myself as a married man or a married woman. And you so wura ware na who say wura tibia foforo mu na o make adjustment o yes say be ma unu kunu na o ira bra bo ahia emboa. So we are dealing with so many areas of making adjustment, and I've already discussed the chapter 1, and the chapter 1 has to do with making adjustment to your self-management lifestyle. How you manage yourself is very much important. If you are not able, if you manage yourself anyhow, and you decide not to make adjustment to it, you cannot get find yourself in a suitable or in a happy marriage. So if you intend to get married, learn to make adjustment to the way you manage yourself. Aside that, this is the chapter 2 of our discussion, and it has to do with making adjustments psychologically or psychological adjustment. When we read Proverbs chapter 23, verse 7, the Bible says, as a man turns in his heart, so he is. Or they said the nipa esusu ewa na kuma mu no sa no tie. As a chance say adwene kuro nipa or the be wura wale mu no sa no beda ne yema adi. Sa no be ne ye. Na enipa bi ewura wale ma aware na gu. Enyina all because adwene di wura wale mu no, the person didn't consider it important to make adjustment to his or her perception towards marriage. Now, let me take time to explain why the need to make adjustment to your perceptions. You see, they are dreaming, and most of them are very negative, very bad. If you so this hard negative perception and mentality, I just want to find time and talk to you guys how the need to make adjustment to your perceptions. Now, there are many negative perceptions that people keep as they are entering marriage. But let me take time to mention 5. You can add others. The first one has to do with the complacent mentality. You need to make adjustment to that. The next one is an arrogant mentality. The number 3 is the selfish or win-win mentality. And number 4 is the doubting mentality. And number 5 is disdaining or disrespectful mentality. Now let me briefly kakra. The first one is complacent mentality. Onipa bi ti awarem ana afi na owura awarem. Na dwe nyina ne se ono no nyo bi na betu no fo. Onimde. Esa te bia wa kusku ache, akusku akwachire. Ebia ne profession ti, ebia ne position in the society, ebia life experience. Eto hunu ho se ono no osuahunu onumde. Ne senti no enye oba na betu no fo. Enye bena ma betu no fo. Enye bi na be challenge de wonye. And there are people who are, not happy in marriage because their spouses, live with them with this mentality. And she will cry you say on the tunofo. And she need you say on tunofo. Input some for no call on what okunu enya sem and on any renya sem and all ya dear enyano. Send a yiriko catch will be said, send a mikru yeme, send a yeme. Na ni bu ofu se nyo untimi nkama asem nchiro bi nyo bi na betumi ofu na send pa kono ono na wale yete se na wale papa no kika sem basa all because we feel so no he knows it all or she knows it all. And beloved, make my character say it's wrong. First of all, you must say so who decided so about worry dey truthful. So when you worry, that's also worry. No be truthful. The open about here it's you, it's your life. Opa, do whatever you want to do with your life. But as soon as you get married or you intend to get married, you see, somebody will have a say in your decision. The reason is, say, whatever decision you take, whatever, no matter what, it will go a long way to affect your wife or your husband. And when say, oh, me, you've been able to me for me, no. It's wrong. Don't be complacent. That's so. Obi nimua obichre. Tisa what our rim no raw was having a fruit. There are people who are very arrogant, they are very boxy. And Shanaj nobody tells him what is right. He knows it all. And Shanaj no, you're obi never control no. Maybe the men will be in control me. It will be in so. It's good. If you are saying Shaswanye. It's a swanye, no can say Knusha so, and I do so cruso. Nemu say what awarem and now kwaware na unya the shower dream ahead of time. I say you be able control. You be never show so show a best show so you be never show the way ya abusua ko ban sa wo say nipa kwa no you too for krenye so wo ya de na nye let nipa ne kura ka na wo kire na adwena so obaka so show so empo sa de bo sa wo ye na de asomdwe ba e de nkoso ba edi awalemo ni jeba na nipa no ka no hwese obaya de na wadwumi so hyew so all because we da hyew adwumi say umo bi hyew so. But let me tell you something, hyew is never good. But let me tell you something, but somebody will advise you. Your wife has the mandate, your husband has the obligation to share his or her view for whatever decision you are making, whatever you are doing. When find what you say, maybe dear. We will be in control me. We will be in control. We be sure what is right. And sometimes there's a need to change this perception before you get married. No, there are certain people who think that out of arrogant mentality, Bema de Udon Manu Hunu, Bema de Oba Mobanu Huni, Simbani de, and Bema de Udon Oba Udokra, Kashamanu Hunu. Na udo ukunu na wa mana ehuna. How can the person feel secure? There's a need for emotional security. So udo ire na onema wo ye nyina na nkyere se udo no. How can she enjoy the marriage? How can she enjoy emotional security in the marriage? All these things are negative mentalities that we need to make adjustment with. Change it. ma onipa no hu sɛ wodɔ no asɛm ba tobo bro ho ase na yintufo utu anamo bi a ma yinkasa nkyerɛw esan sɛ ɔso adwun so bi ntufo bi nka wasɛm ne ntu obo ɔyɛ ade akura na ompɛsɛ okunu bo hu ana ne yiri bo hu ana okunu ka kura ka sɛ krachi me kyerɛm de menye what is that trawari ma ɔwari emwa. Not only that, we have also selfish mentality or win-win mentality. Nipa bebre kwa wari mu a do obedi ntra do kopentra ehye ni tim so onya de onfamra fi onya ka de ne kunu ana ne yere dia ntawale na wokono de ono benya nko a ntawale na otimu no anytime we place the demand bia na eyeme bra eyeme sister eyeme papa eyeme mama eyeme uncle, but not that or the family members of the wife or the husband. Oh, ni nyina say ehye dwumu say our lady me ko bremo be ni o me ko brema be me ni o senyem if no media forget it. It is wrong. There are some men who are very selfish. They get money and spend on themselves and leave their wife to their fate, and it is wrong. I didn't know what me say. Maybe the me brema be me ni me mu na we di ni sika me nyu aba o brema okunu ni bi na be di ni sika ebi asempanyi si ni fa dware bonkum na bonkum dware ni fa so wo wura ware yim na sa adwene wo timu a emwa buano no so mo na mo daache enyefe obi so se menyimi na matitis ka ma wo ba na o wura ware yim eso adwene so wo nhwe yire na wale ni begina ana wo teware yim eso adwene so wo nhwe wo yire na o yire be ni padua kompo no ayefe na ye no munyam shama sa mentality we any the kika ho wotruma meso say yi fruit. The next one has to do with doubting mentality. There are people, they doubt the sincerity of their spouse. They yani say obu ha onware onye kura nwura ware you, but asem can say be ma nyesume na eti ato ne so na be ma biso aka say oba de obedu hwam o enti nipa wonya nware ye no na wo de ahye wadwum say be ma nyesume na eti ato ne so no se nipa no wura ware ma enti obobu be ma se nipa ko no owura ware ma obebra ne ho asema ne kunu se nipa ko no owura ware mu a enti obeti ne kunu futu se nipa ko no owura ware mu po na okunu be so obo no be ma ne ho kwan ana the senti ma bebrebe ye ne ma so mu kunu o ye ne ma disi ne kunu onu okunu nwene hwe ho onu be ye asemo na akire how amanye bi aba na betu okunu so what is that tawarium and not the say kwa wale mo janemwa obezu say oba bedu nhamo the senti be mo no oba te and owura wale mo e shina dwun say oba de obedu nhamo enti oya de asie ne kunu one na yire anwene hwe ho oba ni tunu fuma ni ntie bibia no aso ni oba ni brat say do ni be dro na jodi anu aka so wo yire a wrong mentality. You need to make adjustment to this mentality. You need to change it. Emwa Mr. Let's say we need to respect each other. If you doubt the sincerity of the love, of the commitment, of the ability of your spouse, and wow, as human as we are, there will be some kind of shortfalls. But let's work on each other. Let's advise one another. Let's encourage one another, and we will enjoy our marriage. But if you doubt, see that nothing good can be found, can come out of your spouse, beloved, and worry. And lastly, it has to do with disdaining mentality or disrespectful mentality towards the institution of marriage. And then you probably move our back. And you probably know a need dear back worry. Nina, ye in someone named Crawford, tiny radio so. Yet no television so awale asem bia obeti say ka no radio so bia no eye de yan tokwa de yesisie de yesu de yareho enti na nipa do no etie sansem no o ma dwena se waware ho. People have no respect for the marital institution ordained or instituted by God for man to live with. So we think say de awale be nipa we think say awale ataso na wale de fa so bia ni so heaven krasa wale ni ho na obu ha o mare be shena dwum say awale de ɛde na ɛbɛyɛ ma nipa heavy awale ni hɔ da awale de kyerɛ awale de sɛ bɛku nipa ma yɛ hwee na nipa wɔ saa adwene wei na nso ɔpɛ sɛ ɔware a busan sɛ ɔbɛbu awareɛ ɛne mpo wɔbu ne kunu anaa wɔbu ne yere sɛ ewiase wombu adeɛ biara a ɛnso bo ma wo na sɛ adeɛ biara so nso bo ma wo so a ɛso ma mfa so ma wo nti sɛ wotie me na you have no respect for marital institution, the institution ordained and established by God for human, progress, happiness, and productivity, and procreation, you will never enjoy anything good in marriage. I want to pray with you. You see, because something negative bias, and then something in radio soon, I want to hear some to contact. Well, I can assure you, say, so to keep percentage of cases above what here, it is the positive aspect of marriage, I am wanting, it is so huge and big that the negative ones are above wanting. Now, the air say, so being married and will be tiawarim. No, we teach is handsome now. No one making certain conclusions. No, I shall not jump for some mid hour. Let me quote the Mimasa Quasa Mima Winyame, Mima Winyame, Mima Winyame. And what Tawalimu Krano, the person is on alert. Okuni ya overreact. The idea overreact because when you can't hear certain new stories to be on radios, on television, and if you are worried to what here, so we are building a mind, we are building wrong immunity against anything, any eventuality, and see any the little people know highly hyperreactive, no person reactive. The name knows no good worry. But I can assure you, say, there was so many marriages I had so much blessing to people. The people by warrior in Shrama be a dinquantintia me, be or yare ya warrior, Yawaran Kugu, Uwe. The Yure Nikunu, the fan of Hoka, Nujiran and Chain. Obi awariama na nyaka matena ebi yesifia mo matena ebi omma kokosku ebi enya japade ebi otutu kwan awari mu hye bebrebe ebi ani age ebi awari 30 years 40 years 50 years 60 years they are still enjoying their marriage. So it is the negative, small, the minute, very insignificant case about one, and you're blown out of proportion. So if you are listening to me, don't build any perception which is negative towards marriage because of all that you hear about marriage is evil. No, marriage is not evil, but it's something good that God has given to mankind. So I just want to entreat you, please do away with negative mentality, make adjustment to your perception towards marriage, and build up good perception, good notion. Come out with good, clear, and genuine mentality towards marriage. And I can assure you, say, so that you pa, is your pa, as you mutia, a rubber, and therefore, Brabama when you subampa, and in the year, therefore, Brassier, I'm a wall of and the Nipa also, I worry. Then we ain't sure what so it is, I just say, young married that. And Papa say, what is that? You can only enjoy your marriage when you work on your perception towards marriage. May God bless you. Build up positive mentality. Make adjustment to your mindset towards marriage. May God bless you. Stay blessed. Next time we shall also meet again.